As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player representing Ladder Legends. It is EON. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the German Terran player, the Red Terran. It is Moja. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Now, out of all matches here tonight, I would say that this one is going to be the closest one. Between some of the other matches, like it was a little bit more one-sided, a little bit more heavily weighted towards one player. Here, I would say that EON and Moja are closer in skill. I think I would give the edge to Moja in a longer game, and I would give the edge to EON in a shorter game. Pull first. Hello. You have my attention. As I mentioned before, if you're maybe unfamiliar with the players, EON, he is known for aggression. He's known for quirky builds. He's known for being very unorthodox at times. So I do typically expect to see some more aggression out of EON. But as I mentioned, like we have been seeing some more standard macro play out of him in recent times. He's opening up gasless. So pull into hatchery, late gases out of EON. This is not aggressive. I mean, he can make a handful of Zerglings, and he can maybe delay the CC, but he's not going for like a Bane Bust or like a Ling Flood or a Roach All-In. None of that. Meanwhile, when it comes to Moja's playstyle, I remember he used to be on Clan 8-Racks, and he used to do nothing but 8-Racks in ZBT. This is a good map for 8-Racksing, to be fair, so I could see an 8-Racks here. For those that are curious, 8-Racks is a 3-base all-in. 3-base all-in, 8-Racks is just rally Marines across the map. It can hit very, very hard, especially on these smaller maps. Oh boy. As EON moves out with 6 Lings. Remember, these Lings are available early because it was a pull first, and their goal is to delay the CC, maybe force a cancel. And remember, EON is joining up behind this. This is not an all-in, but it is an aggressive start. As Lings move out, so does the Reaper. Behind this, we have 1 Marine to defend. The CC will be delayed, but can we cancel? Peel up a couple of things. And meanwhile, EON, he does dive into the main, denying mining time. Can he get the Marine? Can he get the Marine? I'm going for the SCVs. Gets 2. Yeah, 2 SCVs go down. Can he get a 3rd? Not quite. Does not get the Marine. Jesus. Oh my god. So close, Piper. The Marine lives. The Marine lives on 5 HP. 1 shot away from going down. Moja does defend. He does lose 3 SCVs in total, 2 in the main base and 1 mining and creating the CC. So CC was delayed, 3 SCV kills, not a bad start for EON, as Moja goes for a 3rd CC before Starport. So economic follow-up out of Moja. EON is stabilizing back at home, droning, saturating, and he's staying in gas. Okay. Because he's staying in gas, this could either mean a fast lair or it could be Ling into Roach. In my mind, if it was going to be Roaches though, it would have been Roach Warren before Ling speed, in my mind. So we'll see. We shall see what the gas is going to be spent on. It's looking like an earlier Evo chamber. Sorry, I meant to say an earlier lair. But there are other options like Evo chambers or like a Roach Warren, like a Baneley Nest. That's a lot of gas though. He's got 200 gas. Jesus. The thing is, like, that could be minerals, by the way. Oh, the tumor! And tumor goes down. Nice pick off there by Moja. Very nice. And we have the answer. It is going to be the Roach Warren. Okay. He's going for the Roach Rush. He's going for the Roach Rush against a 3cc Banshee build. This will be more ideal for Moja. I mean, Banshees are ideal, as they of course shoot down. Roaches don't shoot up. Defensively, they can just clean up this army real fast and real hard. Oh boy. So I'm favoring Moja's position. We are blind at the moment. Moja has not scouted the main, but I spoke too soon. The Reaper goes in, and the Reaper does not get behind the mineral line. Does scout the lack of lair. At 440, that's a little bit suspicious, as this is an all-in. Yep, EON is going for the 2-base all-in. You can see here the 3rd base is just for lava. Just for lava. He's droning up to 38 workers. That is just under 2-base saturation. No lair, no evo chamber, no nothing. It is purely an all-in. So we did mention that there's a chance that we might get a macro game finally this broadcast. The answer is no, not yet. Do we ever macro at all tonight? That's a good question. That's a good question. Oh boy. As here we go. Ravagers are morphing in. More Lings are on the way. Back at home at Moja, he does spot the Zerglings at least. Does spot the Lings. You can see EON trying to lure the Banshee away from the natural and away from the Ravagers. Moja's got 2 bunkers on the way. He's got his tank on the way as well. Moja, good read. We mentioned that he saw the lack of lair and the gas mining. Ravagers, they come in. They can bile down the first tank. That's a lot of miles. Oh my god. Yeah, first tank goes down. Lings, they bust into the mineral line. But Lings are running out of Lings already. Where are the reinforcements? Yeah, Lings are late. Yeah, Lings, the reinforcements are delayed. Ravagers are going down. Every Ravager falls. Oh my god. Jesus. And Moja holds. Yeah, Moja completely shuts us down. The Ravagers have fallen, the Lings have fallen, and now EON decides to drone up and get a lair. It's so late. It's so late. It's so delayed. EON is miles behind. The all-in has failed. And the reason why it's called an all-in, if you don't do enough damage with it, I mean, you're down and you're out. So EON is going to try to macro out of this. Remember, Moja, he already has a 3rd CC. He already has a 3rd base. We have Stim on the way, +1 on the way. Now, this game will continue until the Stim timing. So Moja should stay at home until Stim finishes. And there are going to be some opportunities here for EON. He might catch the tanks. We got a full wall. But he might be able to catch the tanks. He might get some SCVs. There's a chance here for EON to find something. Jesus, that's 3 Banshees. That's Banshees, they did to the main. One Banshee versus 30 Roach. 30 Roach. No, the fact that link speed was being researched was indicative that it was going to be Ling reinforcements. Otherwise, link speed would have never been researched at the start of the game. So that was an indication. As EON, he's going double evo chamber, going for the infestation pits. Yeah, we got a ways to go to try to recover. Yeah. As EON, he's trying to rotate. Got spotted. Marines are in position, tanks as well. Nice reactions out of Moja. Yeah, very fast reactions. Meanwhile, we're rushing into Infestors, and this looks like Infestor into Hive into Ultra Rush. Oh, no, never mind. Spire, Jesus. Never mind. Wait, why are we getting the Hive? This is just really gas intensive. If the plan is going to mutas, then the Hive makes less sense. If the plan is to go into Ultras, then the Spire makes less sense. But we'll see. Let him cook, Pappy. Let him cook. No shot, this is like fast Hive into fast Greater Spire into fast Broodlords into Broodlord Infestor. That would be crazy. That would be insane. I want to see it. Let's go. Let's go. And Moja's moving out to kill. I'm hoping that we can see the Hive finish and the Greater Spire begin as EON dies. I'm hoping we get to see that at least, but we'll see. We'll see. Because I'm a little bit perplexed as to what the production is here, and what the setup is. Meanwhile, we spoke about 8 Raxes at the start of the game. This is an 8 Rax. So 3 base all in, 8 Rax out of Moja. We mentioned it at the start of the game, and hey, we got there in the end. Fungal grazes the army. Lings get shut down, and Moja just snowballs out of control. He breaks the main force, takes down all the Infestors, pushing into the expansion. And Moja cannot be stopped. The army, we can stim, and we can win. Ah, there it is. Yeah, cashing out all the drones, pushing further into the bases. In the end, never got to make use of the Spire, of course, or the Hive. But the game ended earlier, right? So we spoke about the failed all-in. Now, what could you do from there? As Moja pushes forward, taking down the expansion. GG gets called, and Moja takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, Moja, after the failed all-in, Moja going for the ARAX does make a lot of sense when it comes to punishing a player and when it comes to ending it then and there, not allowing them to really recover. So Moja did clean it up. Again, EON had an interesting build and technically kept it hidden. True. He did keep the Roach Warren hidden at least. But again, Moja had seen enough to kind of tip him off to set up his bunkers and to defend back at home. GG. GG, well played. With that, Moja takes game 1, and we're going to be jumping into game number 2. Let's go. Jumping into game 2. Questioning the recipe while they're still at the stove? Let them cook. I will question the recipe, Pappy. Look, there are some ingredients that just don't go together, okay? they do not blend well, Pappy. The concern was there, but here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back and make a series out of this for Ladder Legends. It is EON. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Terran player. We have the German Terran leading the series 1-0. It is Moja. Go. I believe Moja is using the 20-year anniversary decal. Do love to see it. Oh. As we are going to be settling in. Now, as a reminder, what happened last game, EON did open pool first. Remember, he went for a pool first opener into late gases, into Ling Speed, into a 2-base Roach all-in, or 2-base Ling Ravager all-in. This time, hatch first. So this time we have a standard opener out of EON. And do we finally get a macro game in today's broadcast? That's going to be hatch first into a spawning pool into delayed gases. So the openers here are very similar to last game, actually, because last game we also had late gases. In game 1 it was pool hatch, this time it's hatch pool, but in both games late gas geysers. Now traditionally, Jesus, as we're going for a 3rd base already? Okay, hatch pool hatched, hybrid greed out of EON. Oh my god. This can be abused pretty hard. Now, because of the build, because of the setup here, a couple of things. One, Ling Speed is going to be non-existent, right? There's going to be no Ling Speed, so the defensive position early on is going to be weaker. On top of that, as you're seeing here, Queens are also delayed, so the Queen is going to be a little bit off timing and off center. We'll see if Moja can punish. Someone like Clem, for example, especially in the last, like in 2024, this kind of style was a little bit more common, even on safer maps like Crimson Court, for example, or Radza Station. But we had safer maps to go gases on, and Clem was so good at punishing Serral, punishing Raynor, punishing all the top Zerg players. How? By going for a 1-1-1. You have to scout though. Moja pokes in. He does poke forward here, and seeing the Queen timing would be a bit of a tell. Doesn't go into the main yet. Checks. Oh, sees the 3rd is almost done. He knows. Yeah, this is the tell. He's going for a 3rd CC. Never mind. He's going for the 3rd base. If EON was, if he was able to piece it all together maybe a little bit faster, we could have seen an earlier starport and gone for a 1-1-1 and been hyper aggressive. Here we have a standard economic opener. What does that mean? That means that EON gets away with this greed. He does get away with it. So hyper greed here by EON, making only 2 Lings, getting a faster expansion and delaying his gases, and he does get away. Meanwhile, when it comes to the follow-up here, traditionally you skip Ling Speed because it's so late anyway, and you go straight into Roaches. Traditionally. You go into Roach Ravager, and then from there you can go Roach Ravager Ling Bane, or you can go Roach Ravager Hydra Lurker. We'll keep an eye on him there. So we have the 100 gas. And we have the money for Link Speed. At the same time, Helize butts into the natural. Try to bust in. Drone's getting roasted. Oof. And that's going to be 4 drones going down. As we mentioned, usually you skip link speed. There it is. No link speed, and the Roach Warren has been thrown down. So we're getting straight into Roach Ravager. As we mentioned, in the mid game, this can lead into Link Bane Roach Ravager, or Roach Ravager into Hydra, or technically Roach Ravager into Spire. True. So EON, he has a couple of tech pods available to him.
Command center upgrade complete.
As Moja's going for his bio follow-up. Hellions, they bust in, they get 1. 1 drone goes down. EON trying to cook up a shrimp and pasta cupcake, and Light wouldn't allow it. in game one. Here in game 2, this makes sense. Like here, EON, he's you know, he's got the cookbook out. Like he's dotting his I's, he's crossing his T's. You know, this smells like food. It smells like, I don't know if I would say standard, but like it's all progressing as it should. No? Let's go. Lair is on the way. EON, he does poke out. He's running behind this. This isn't like a traditional build, but it checks out. It checks out. But yes, you're an animal as well, Mr. Mensler. Because a a prawn and pasta cupcake sounds crazy. Sounds crazy, man. Also, why are we here? What's going on? EON, he's gonna lose every single roach. He should not be here. Yeah, very wasteful in the end. He kills a handful of SCVs, but that was an expensive trade here for EON. Ay. Bappy. We didn't even have roach speed. Like, we couldn't even get out of there if we wanted to. So, a little bit odd. Maybe EON was trying to force an overreaction, but the problem is that Moja still is ahead economically. Like, he still has more CVs, he still has the mules, of course, as well, that factor in. Yeah, it's not one. EON is behind. So the scary thing here is that roaches, they're kind of like stalkers in other matchups where they build up over time, especially early on with a build like this. Especially because your gases are so limited and your resources are a little bit more limited as well. So to lose 8 roaches, that's a pretty big blow. This means that when Moja moves out, the army here is going to be significantly weaker for EON. EON is rejoining, saturating. We have the answer as well. If you remember, I was curious. I was like, okay, so roaches usually mean Roach Ravager Link Bane, or Roach Ravager Hydra, or Roach Ravager Spire. We have the answer. It is going to be Hydra. So we have Roach Ravager in a Hydra. This typically leads into lurkers in a later game. It's a very like Heart of the Swarm composition going Roach Hydra. Very old school, very Heart of the Swarm. That was, of course, before the lurker was introduced, and back when that was like a viable composition alongside Link Bane Muta. As Moja is being active, catching out tumors, catching out queens. Trying to think of the most unappealing combination I could go for. I would succeed and sad at the same time. I mean, but pasta and prawn doesn't sound too bad. I think there are worse things out there, but it's fine. we don't have to go there, Pat. We don't have to go there. Meanwhile, EON, he moves out. Are we 8-Raxing again? Yep, 8-Rax. 3 base all in. EON, he commits across the map. There's the same build that we saw last game. The same build, the same end game, and EON is going to lose everything. The Hydras go down, the Roaches go down. Moja's just knocking down the front door. And again, because of the earlier losses, because of lack of Ravagers, lack of Banelings, lack of Infestor, there's just nothing to stop the Marines. The Marines, they can just stim. They can just stim freely, Pappy. The Mass Marine, they cannot be stopped. They will not be stopped. Hydras, they just melt. Roaches melt. The boys are being pulled into tank fire. Oh my god. Yeah, tank volley is going off. And Moja has done it. Moja has broken EON. Again, just 8 racks. True. And as we said in the last game, ARAXs are just a really good way to capitalize on the lead. Like if you're ahead, then just bam, just 3-base all in. Just 3-base all in. And you can just close it out from there. Just punishing the early game out of EON, punishing the inefficiencies. GG. Moja, he will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. GG. And I feel for EON because that was a very live VIP ladder game. That was where you struggle in the early game and then bam, they just kill you with the 3-base all in. It's like yeah, it's my soul, Bobby, my soul feels for EON. But GG, well played. Congratulations, Moja. He will claim the series 2-0. He will advance on to the next round. My condolences to EON. Again, EON just had a shaky early game there. Again, like nothing really crazy happened here in game 2. Like game 2 was relatively straightforward. EON got away with his opener, but then he threw away his roaches, and that does mean a lot. That was a lot of resources thrown away. Not saying that those 8 roaches would have done much, but I mean, that's extra resources that could have been spent on Ravagers, right? And when you have Ravagers, then you can start to bow down tanks. Then you can start to zone away the army, buy more time, force out stims. You'd have a stronger force there to deal with an ARAX. Not saying that that Roach, Ravager, Hydra would have survived an ARAX. I still don't know if that's true. I'll be honest, ARAXs are pretty powerful, but it would have definitely helped, of course, to have those extra resources, to have those extra roaches, to potentially have a little bit more to work with there. But yeah, just a really shaky early game and a really shaky push out of EON. GG, well played with that. Congratulations. Moja does claim the series, and we are just over halfway through the broadcast. We have 7 best of 3s. 7 best of 3s. It's a lot of matches, a lot of games, a lot of best ofs, and we have still seen nothing but all-ins. Now, technically, in this last series, we had 3 base all-ins out of Moja, so we got some more bases, we got some more saturation, but by no means do we have a standard back and forth mid-game. Not yet, not in today's broadcast. That may change though moving forward. That may change. We're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have 3 more best of 3s. It is going to be Eba versus Mute up next. Eba versus Mute, followed by Sebestus versus UD Soldier, and Baby Marine versus Shino. 3 more matches. For now, though, we're going to be cutting to a break. We'll see you soon after the break. See you soon. Bye. See you soon.